What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. And expeditions are live. So that's what today's episode is going to be all about. Now apologies again for not having a Sunday item find video. I did go away camping over the weekend and didn't make it home in time to really do a video, and I was pretty exhausted. I do suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, so I was pretty stuffed on Sunday when we got back, and all of yesterday on Monday as well. But now is expedition day, so we're going to make up for it with that. So here we go. Here are the expeditions that we have available to us. It is only 12:38 PM, so the expeditions have been out for an hour and a half. So we're going to get stuck in. Looks like our guild is doing this one mainly to start with. We need to do all of these three to open up this fourth one. So let's get started in one sec. We have 12 badges here, but I also just spent all of my guild honor on badge potion thingies. So we have 55 of these bad boys as well. So we have a lot of expeditions to do. So let's get started. We will start with difficulty 300, I guess. Why not? We'll try it, see how we go. And from there, we'll, adjust it. I'm going to put Waldo as my tank. And I'm going to put Spook as my DPS/healer. And we are going to go. You can't leave your guild. Well, I'm the leader, so I probably shouldn't leave. And here we go. We'll see if 300 is good. We could go up, we could go down. The level of expedition you do doesn't actually influence the loot that drops. So it just influences the amount of points and stuff you get towards, unlocking the expeditions and things like that. So you can do expedition 1, level 1, and still get legendaries and stuff and set pieces and things. So yeah, don't worry if you're doing expedition and you can't, you're trying to do level 200 and you just can't quite crack it. Just go down to like 175 or 150 or whatever. It's not going to make too much of a difference. It's just going to take longer to unlock the other expeditions, but you will still have a chance of getting your loot. So it's not like Trials and Gauntlet in that aspect where, there's a set 5 barrier, there's a set 6 barrier, tier 5 barrier, tier 6 barrier, etc, etc. You will get the loot from the current tier you're in. So if you're in tier 9, you will get tier 9 gear. If you're in tier 8, you'll get tier 8 gear, etc. But the level of the expedition you do doesn't influence what gear you get. So yeah, that's something to take note of. So if you are struggling to clear an expedition, then just go down in difficulty, is my recommendation. Okay, 300 we seem to be just fine with, for this expedition at least. It might be different depending on what expedition we do. But for this one, we seem to be just fine. I think what I might do actually is, I've got 3 super scrolls just sitting there. It is expedition day. It is 30% item find as well. Let's chuck on a super scroll. We have 3. Yes. Super scroll is on. Now we have like 150 of all this stuff, which would be good, which will also go zoom and make these go a lot quicker, and we'll get a lot more done on camera, which will also be good. So super scroll on, usually we save them for Sunday, for item find day, but it's only 20% less item find on Tuesday. And considering that the expeditions just came out and I'm making the video, why not, right? So now that the expedition is out, the last time the expeditions were here, it lasted a month, which was a hell of a long time, and people got stuck in their guild for a month. Or what was more likely the case, more often the case, I should say, is that people joined a guild for expedition and then decided to go AFK and not play the game anymore or whatever, and you were stuck with someone that was AFK for 2-3 weeks in your guild and you couldn't get rid of them. So they've changed that, and expeditions now, I think I read when I logged in, it's only for 10 days. Let's have a quick look. News. Yeah, 10.5 days. Well, 11 days, I guess. So yeah, it's no longer a month, which is cool, I guess. It's interesting that they brought it out on a Tuesday, but I guess that will go Tuesday plus 12 days is going to make it next weekend, right? So I guess that's what they were thinking. Either way, let's keep going. We've done that. Let's do this one. Just something different. We did 300. Let's try like 325. See how we go. So the first one was all the robot stuff. This is my old fatty dungeon, which I did a gajillion times trying to get that cosmetic mount, which I never did. So hopefully I can get it this time around, although I probably won't be doing Fatty Dungeon this time around, purely because I pretty much got everything apart from the mount I wanted in here. I got both of the schematics in here, and you know, a lot of the bacon stuff and whatnot. So apart from the mount, Fatty Dungeon's kind of done for me. So I'll probably move on to one of the others. I'll probably go on to the fourth one that you unlock for the schematics in there. But we'll see. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll just throw it around. But now that the Expedition is here, that also opens up Sunday videos, the item find videos, to Expedition as well. So on Sunday, we'll probably do some World Boss, some Trials Gauntlet, some Raids, and some Expedition. And we'll just do like a bit of everything on Sunday item find. Or alternatively, if you would like me to just do Expeditions, let me know, and I can save some of those badges. But I'll probably hit Expeditions pretty hard early on to try and unlock that fourth portal for the guild and for myself as well. So I may not have that available to me. So we'll see. We'll see what I've got on Sunday. If I've got a lot of Expedition badges left, maybe we'll just do a lot of Expeditions, or maybe we'll switch it up. We'll see. I did forget about giant purple asshole that heals like a son of a bitch. So going higher difficulty in this particular portal is annoying, because those guys just heal for days, as you just saw, and it also just like rapes your ears because it's just like ding 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 the whole time. So maybe we'll go back to 300. 300 is pretty cruisy. The other thing is, like, you might be able to do 325 easily. Like at the moment we've got no issues, but it could just take a hell of a long time, right? And if you're time sensitive, like if I've mentioned before, doing like if the game had a smash option, you could just smash out like two of these expeditions really quickly type thing, if you're at a bus stop or you're in the doctor's waiting room or something like that. If you're in that same thing, or you're in between classes at school or something like that, you know, going to the 325 difficulty that's going to take you 10 minutes to complete, it might be better to just drop down to 250 and just smash it out, like smash a few out quickly as well. So there's another point to, you know, not necessarily going to the absolute peak difficulty that you can actually do. Sometimes it's beneficial to just drop down a little bit, just to make it easier on you and quicker as well. But if you've got all day and you're just sitting there and watching a movie or something, then, you know, you may as well go for the max difficulty if you're not worried about time, as it does help out in the long run, I guess, if you've got the time to spare. So, I do have Gummy, this dude, his schematic, and I also have Fatty schematic. Fatty, we are now, if you've been watching all of my videos each week, you would know that on Thursday we are doing capture rate videos, and let's go into this one, which hasn't been done yet, so we'll knock this out. Let's just go back to 300 because that was comfortable and semi-quick. We're out of badges. All right, we can fix this. We're going on Thursdays. We're going for Walcom Stable 3, and we're also going for Fatty. I've managed to catch 2 Yetis since last Thursday, since the Thursday video. So we only need one more Yeti and we can fuse Fatty, which would be great. And then, providing if the expedition is the same as far as rewards go, we should get, so if we get to 50,000 points, which we will, we'll get 150 bacon, which means that we can probably fuse Gummy as well, which would be pretty sweet. And we could have both. Or we could get another 5 Yetis and stable Yeti 1, but I don't think, Fatty 1, sorry, but I don't think that's worth it. I think we'll probably get Gummy. Either way, let's go to consumables. Let's consume ourselves maybe 10 of these. Oops. Use. Bang. 50 pouches. 50 badges, I should say. So this should give us quite a bit of time to smash some of these out. So this is the ghosty one. And then the last one is like the demon-y kind of one. But as I said, we need to finish all the other expeditions first to unlock that. So if you're new to the game and you're wondering what the hell expeditions is all about, then you basically do the first expedition, which was all the like mechanic, roboty type dudes. The second one, which were all the fat dudes, and then this third one, which is all these ghost dudes. And you complete these, and the level that you complete them on. So at the moment, 300 for me. You'll put 300 towards maxing out this expedition. When all three are maxed out, it unlocks the fourth one. Hopefully I explained that right. To understand it enough, I should say. So when we go back to the expedition screen, and we can see which expeditions are what, I'll kind of go over that again and showcase that. Also, someone is mowing their lawn next door, and it's kind of loud. So I'm going to close the door quickly. There we go. I don't know if you could hear that, but I could hear that. So if I could hear it, you guys could probably hear it. And now, my study smells of cut grass, which is not the worst smell, to be fair. There are worse smells. But it's either the guy next door, or it's the council doing like the footpath grass. All right, here's the boss, which is also the mount for this expedition. I might as well go over that as well. So each, if you're new, that is, or if you've just forgotten or whatever, each expedition, which apparently is hard to say, has a few new schematics. So a few new familiars that you can fuse from it, and each expedition also has a cosmetic mount attached to it. So the robot expedition we did initially, the robot one with all the, this one, this has a robot, I think it's the robot mouse, right? That's the mount there. This one is the Fat Yeti mount. This one is that boss mount, that kind of ghosty red dude. So those three, you can get the boss mount, those mounts as cosmetic mounts drop from the boss, but you can get legendaries and mythics and set pieces drop from anyone, I think. I don't think it's necessarily the boss. It might be just the boss, actually. I'm not too sure. But I'm not sure whether it's like Trials and Gauntlet, where it can drop off anything, or whether it's just off the boss. But either way, you can get legendaries, set pieces, mythics, and schematics, and mount cosmetics from Expedition. So Expedition's pretty sweet. So this is what I was talking about here. At the moment, we've got progress of 73,805 out of 125,000 for this one. This one, we've got 16,000. This one, we've got 1,500. So why it's 1,500 is because I did difficulty 300 times 5. So if we go to here, 5 points. So that's what I was saying with the points. So if you can't quite do 300 and you go down to 250, then, obviously you won't be getting 1,500. You'll be getting 1,250, if my math is right. So, it will hurt the fact that you won't max out your expedition as quickly, but it's going to be a lot quicker for you, and probably a lot less, grinding mentally as well. So it doesn't really matter which one we do. We're going to have to do all of them. This one is, already past halfway, so we may as well just keep doing this and max this out as quickly as possible, so we can move on to the other ones and kind of forget about this one, unless we wanted to go there for their schematics and stuff, and mount and stuff. So it's not this robot cactus dude, it's the robot rat. Okay, apparently it's just the cactus for this mob, pack of mobs I should say, but the mount is the robot rat, wherever he may be. Not this dude, that's the robot zombie. Okay, still no robot rat. And then each expedition has its own upgrade material that you need to, this guy. This is the mount. Each expedition has its own upgrade material that you need to use for the fusions. So as I said before, when we went and looked at the rewards, and I was talking about fusing Fatty and Gummy with the bacon. That is from the schematics from the Fatty expedition need bacon. The schematics from here need a different thing, and the schematics from the other ones need other things. So if you're particularly after a certain schematic and you really, really want to fuse that, it's probably better off doing that expedition over and over and over again to get as many of that upgrade material as you can. But providing that you get 50,000 points, you will get 150 of each of those upgrade materials. So when we finish this expedition, I'll go and look over that again. It would be nice if you could look that up while you're in here, actually, but I don't think you can. So we've showcased all of the 3 expeditions. Can't get to the 4th yet, as I've mentioned, but by Sunday, Item Find Day, that 4th one will be unlocked. So maybe we'll do that 4th one on Sunday, when we do the expedition part of Sunday, I should say. And then that way, you know, you've got a bit of vision and a bit of knowledge of all 4 of them, if you've never seen them before or whatever. So this is what I was talking about. If we get out of here, whoop, that was the screen I wanted. If we go to rewards, you can see here, robot sprockets. That is for the robot, the first expedition, the one that we just did. You're going to need them to use for those fusions. Next is ectoplasm. You need that for the ghost. I'm assuming for the ghost expedition. Bacon for the Fatty expedition, and then demon hide for the 4th expedition that we can't get into yet, which is all the demon undead dudes. So yeah, you can get bacon drops from the Fatty expedition, for instance, and you can get demon hide from the demon expedition, etc, etc. So if you really need a heap of these to fuse, you know, 1 or 2 or whatever of the fusions you want, it's probably better off just doing that expedition over and over and over again. So if we actually take a look at how many of those that I actually have, that would be a good indication. So if we go to materials, we can see that I have, yeah, this is a pretty good indication. Robot sprockets are a bit different because you can get them from anywhere, but as it turns out I have 74 of them. But I have 152 ectoplasm, which means that I probably only picked up 2 ectoplasm from the ghost expedition along the way somewhere. I have 159 demon hide, which means I've picked up 9 demon hide from the demon expedition along the way somewhere, but I have 204 bacon. So I've picked up 54 bacon in the Fatty expeditions, because basically last time the expeditions were around, I did nothing but the Fatty expedition trying to get the cosmetic mount, which I didn't get, unfortunately. But yeah, so doing nothing but that expedition, I got 54 bacon. So if you're really, really, really after bacon, do the Fatty thing. If you're really after ectoplasm, do the ghost one, etc. Pretty self-explanatory, but you know, I like to go over these things as much as I can and drill it into people, because there's so many mechanics in this game and they don't explain a lot of the stuff very well. And I know that a lot of you out there know exactly what's going on and just watch my videos for, I don't know, the commentary maybe, or just you've kind of got to know me a bit and my character and stuff, and to see the progression. I'm not too sure really, but thank you for watching. But I know for some of the newer players and stuff that just have no idea what's going on, I fairly consistently actually get messages and comments and stuff on YouTube, and messages on my Facebook and stuff saying, dude, thank you so much for, you know, your guide videos and stuff and going through things slowly and meticulously and stuff. I really appreciate it. You know, the game doesn't explain stuff and you really help make me understand things. So that's why I go through things a few times and a bit slow sometimes. So yeah, if you know what's going on, you can kind of zone me out when I talk about advice things. But yeah, I do like to help people understand things as much as I can. And after all, that's why I'm here, right? I'm here to make videos to help people. So help people I shall. Okay, this is like the Robbie version of expeditions. So Robbie shows up in all of the general dungeons and flags and stuff. That is the Robbie of expeditions. So I think his name's shit. I don't know what. Not Robbie. Gobby fuses with robot sprockets into Robbie. That dude's name is something else, and he fuses with a schematic in here into something else I can't remember the name of. And I think, from memory, he's a really good tank. I'm assuming his schematic can be found in any of the expeditions, because he's in all of them, but I don't know that 100%. He does have the kind of skin, pardon me, he does have like the skin look kind of thing of the Demon Expedition, so maybe his schematic's found in the Demon Expedition only. But the fact that he can show up in all of the 4 expeditions makes me think that his schematic also would show up in all 4 of the expeditions. Just like Robbie's schematic can show up in any Flagon dungeon. There are far too many familiars and names in this game to remember sometimes. You have to literally stop and, like, I always look up for some reason and try and, like, what the hell are the name of these things? So, yeah. And then as soon as you get from the names of the familiars and you try and talk about their fusions, oh man. I mean, the familiars have stupid names, stupid enough names, like Nosdudu. And then, you know, you go into their fusions and you got Nos Dom Dom, and then that turns into Bobodom and all these things. And, you know, they're the kind of well-known ones. When you get into the kind of rarer ones or not so common ones or newer ones even, and people ask me, like, on you know, send me a comment on YouTube, they're like, hey, is this particular fusion any good? And I literally have no idea who it is, and I have to look it up because I'm just not familiar with every single fusion and name, because there's so many, and a lot of the names are fairly stupid, in my opinion. But yeah, trying to remember things, especially on the fly when doing commentary and stuff, can be a bit difficult. Either way, we're almost done with this one. We just saw the giant Mecha Kaleido, I guess. Whatever his name actually is. So we'll knock him out. So far, no loot. That's pretty consistent with Super Scrolls. A lot of people buy or get the Super Scroll as a gift from the devs, like on the anniversaries and stuff like that, and use it and get absolutely bubkiss with it, get nothing with it, and just like Super Scrolls are a giant waste of time. And you know, a lot of the time that's very true. I quite often, I've mentioned this in multiple previous videos, but I quite often use a Super Scroll for a day because it lasts for 24 hours. And, you know, get pretty much no loot out of it. And then the next day, just use a crappy 25% item find and get, like, you know, a set piece or something. So it's the curse of the Super Scroll. You use it and you don't get anything. But that's just the way it works. So what is Ralib? Ralib? Ralib. We'll go with Ralib. That is the name of Mecha Kaleido, I guess, because it is his portal. So we're at 86 out of 125. It's not too bad. We're still the only one to have done anything here, and there's not many people who have done Fatty. But I think what looks like we're going to try and do... I haven't actually spoken to my guild about this yet. I've kind of logged in and started recording straight away. But I'm assuming we're going to do what we did last time, which is knock this one out, knock this one out, knock this one out, and then unlock that. Rather than just kind of pick and choose whatever, like we just smash this, then smash this, then smash this. So let's have a look at how many, who's doing what in Expedition as far as numbers goes. So we've got 16 out of our 27 people who have started. So these guys have just done 1 or 2 each, probably 2 each. And then we've done a bunch. We're at 9,000, and then up here, Lugo and Lewis and stuff have done quite a few. So that's good to see. Let us keep smacking in this one. We'll do one more. This is the last one we'll do, and we'll call it a day. But this gives you a fair indication of what expeditions are all about. Like I said, if you're new and have never seen them before, this is kind of what it is. It's just like another raid, effectively, but with different loot. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. So it has a different loot table to raids. But I think recently they changed the Trials and Trials Gauntlet. No, it was Invasion. They made the Invasion and Expedition loot tables the same, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the case. So I think it used to do Invasion in basic... Ooh. Ouch. you used to be able to do invasion and basically get no loot. And then the last invasion that came through, which was the gummy one, I think, I was surprised. I'm like, what the hell? Why am I getting all this loot? And it turns out I'm pretty sure they linked the expedition invasion loot tables, which is nice, which makes invasion a lot more appealing, because before it was just boring as shit. But yeah, there are different set pieces and mythics and stuff in here that you can only get in expeditions and now invasions, different to your raids and stuff. So they're definitely worth doing. And like I mentioned, also the different schematics and you know, cosmetic mounts and stuff. But I will say, don't hold your breath on the cosmetic mount unless you get super lucky, because yeah, last expedition I did, I don't know, probably 300k worth of expeditions, maybe more, and pretty much all of them in that fatty gummy expedition, and didn't get the cosmetic mount at all. And then people, you know, got the robot mouse one, robo rat one on their first try. So it's just like everything else in this game, it's RNG. But yeah, don't hold your breath trying to get it. Like, if you don't get it, don't be disappointed. More so, be excited if you do get it. So don't try it, like, don't go in expecting to get it, because there's a very, very good chance that you won't. To put a dampener on things right at the end there. But either way, there is expeditions. I will continue doing these throughout the week, and obviously I'll do a fair crap ton of them while I have this super scroll on. But the aim is to, probably for me at least, is to get to this fourth one and probably use the vast majority of my stuff in there. So I might actually hold off doing my big bulk of my badges actually until we get to here, because I think the schematic I want is in there. And yeah, I'll try for this one. But either way, that's it. You kill all these three, you max out these three, get into this one, and I think that's where the majority of people spend their time. But as I mentioned, if you're looking for a specific mount or schematic, then you go to that specific expedition. Either way, hopefully you understood some of that, because I did go through things, a few things. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server, where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.